I guess so. You want me to try to run this thing?
Yes, sir.
Okay, call the order to open up planning commission for December 9th, 6 p.m.
Okay. Do you want me to do roll call?
Yeah. Call
Grady Bonzel,
here.
Dennis Sneeden,
Here.
Matt McKenzie, Curtis Penrod,
Here.
Wally Henson,
Here.
and we don't have anybody here for public comment.
Okay.
And just ask you to open the public hearing for the first item.
Okay, open public hearing at 6:01. Or text amendment, that needs to say section 19705 off-street parking required spaces. Do I need to mention that?
Yep,
Okay.
that's just fine.
Okay.
You know, we've discussed this over the last, I don't know, 3 meetings or so. And the ordinance that's presented is the result. It'll be ordinance 1811, and it's just revises more the way it's presented than anything else. There's a little bit of reduction in the required spaces on certain things. The minimum required parking for a single family dwelling is 1 space instead of 2 spaces. Same with the rest of the residential properties. It's 1 space per unit instead of 2 spaces. And the hope is that it just makes it easier for people to build certain properties. And then we went through all the other various items just to review it, but it's put into a much easier format to find different things. And that is what is presented for your consideration. And I don't think we've had any comments or concerns from anybody in the public.
There's only
.35 spaces per unit for assisted care home. Is the reason for it because some of those people don't have vehicles and so on? Okay.
Yeah, that's the main reason. And that, you know, the visitors to the assisted, you don't tend to get a whole lot at the same time.
Right.
Save for this time of year potentially, but.
Yeah, do you have any questions or concerns about the ordinance?
I don't. Anybody
I
else?
know, it's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, I like the revisions, it seems to make good sense throughout.
Since there is no public comment or anybody wishing to speak, Grady, you could close the public hearing if you would want to.
Okay, yeah, at 6:04, we close the public hearing for the, off-street parking required spaces.
And then we have a recommended motion, which you could move that you recommend for approval or approval with any changes that you want in the ordinance. Or,
I'll make that motion.
okay,
And I'll second it. Do we need to state what that motion is or anything? I think it's in here, right, the ordinance 1811.
do you motion for approval, Wally? Is that what your motion was?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Without any changes, I guess.
Okay.
And then you can ask if there's any more discussion and then call for a roll call vote.
Any more discussion on parking spaces? Okay, all in favor of, ordinance 1811, amending the text for chapter 19, section 705, off-street parking required spaces within the zoning regulations to the city commission, is that?
Yep.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All in favor, oh, not in favor, say nay.
Okay,
I guess the motion carries.
motion carried. Or it seems like it.
Yeah, I guess the next thing is item 4, proposed ordinance for text amendments for RV parks as conditional use in residential neighborhoods. Request to set public hearing.
This is the pair of ordinances that we talked about at last meeting. And we had a motion and a second, and the planning commission requested to send it back to the city commission for further consideration. The city commission just basically said at their meeting that they would like to have it go ahead with the public hearing to finish out the process and then have a more formal
Okay.
recommendation from the planning commission on any reasons in favor of it or any reasons not. But that's not the job for you guys tonight. Tonight, it would be just staff's recommendation to go ahead and set it for public hearing at our next meeting in January.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
we can get it published to the public and then go ahead and have some comments at that time. And then once the public hearing is completed, then we can work on the recommendation to, just like we just did,
Right.
work on the recommendation to the city commission, the formal recommendation.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Indeed it does.
So, our meeting in January, as the two other members of staff stated so.
The only reason it's readily available is because I have the newspaper published a very.
He has another item for that meeting, but on January 13th.
13th,
Yep.
All right.
So
that's a Monday, right?
Tuesday.
Tuesday, yeah, of course.
So if someone would make a motion to go ahead and set those ordinances for public hearing.
I will make that motion to set the ordinance for the RV park for public hearing, January 13th meeting.
I'll second it.
All in favor of that motion, say
Aye.
all not in favor?
So we'll get it set for public hearing and we'll get it noticed and let people know. And this is one I would hope that the public would have some comments on, because I would appreciate it.
Yeah.
From the public and not just staff making comments about it or planning commissioners.
Okay. And I guess is there anything else?
At that public hearing, we'll have both ordinances. There's one, just like we've done with other text amendments when they're dealing with zoning. One is for the use table, which is the pretty colored table. And then 19501. And then the second one is use standards. And it's actually subsection T, as in Tom. And there's 16 subsections under Tom, under T. 16502T. And then there's 1 through 16, so.
All with their own subsections.
Yeah, some of them have additional subsections under that. So. And then so both of those will be part of the public hearing.
Okay,
Is that two separate hearings or one hearing for both ordinances?
It really should have 2 hearings. Staff doesn't want 2 hearings, but since it's 2 different ordinances, it's probably 2 different hearings. Because, the one issue is the actual zones, which in the one before you was in R1 and R2. And then the other one is all the criteria for RV parks. So those are the 2 items that will be discussed.
All right.
And that's it for that.
okay. So then we go on to reports.
Yes, sir.
So, is there anything to report?
I don't have anything.
You ask each person individually, and Dennis says no.
I don't have anything.
Kurt? Wally? Anything to report?
No report.
Zach
And then us two.
Zach, anything to report? She's, yes, okay. And Kent, anything?
He received a variance request for the school property across from the high school
Oh, okay.
for the career technical educational building.
They actually even get to the construction or any thought of it, so they're moving ahead of the ball.
And the variance is regarding setbacks. So that'll be,
And lot
Coming up.
coverage.
and lot
Well, I've had people ask me about that property since I taught at the high school for 21 years, but there's two smaller houses on that property in the middle of the property, and then on the north end, Gary Slough and his wife they fixed that property up pretty good. What will happen to that?
So,
It won't affect their property.
It won't.
The one house that the school owns, the one to the south there, closest to where they
Uh-huh.
park now, they have plans to move that to one of the lots that was acquired in the sheriff's auction sale.
Okay,
And then they will combine the lots where the house sits and then the parking lot is, and it'll just take up that portion of the block there. So
okay.
it'll be about half of the block, not the whole block. Not even
Okay.
half. 40% maybe, 35.
It's probably half the block.
Will there still be an alley behind all of this?
Yes.
Okay.
But I think they're trying to widen the road or the parking, right, or something like that, if I'm not mistaken.
That'll be part of the variance request, they'll go over that.
Okay,
One thing that they had asked us, and they talked with us previously about, was making the one way for one block
right,
Right.
in front of the high school there on Cherry Street. And part of it is, part of the request is how the layout is and the footprint of the building itself at that location. And then how are they gonna, the pedestrians gonna cross from the regular part of the high school to the new building when it gets built.
Okay.
Other than that, I don't have anything else to
Okay.
report.
all right, I guess we go on to the minutes for, November 11th, 2025. Everybody get to review those.
Yeah, I read.
Do you have any questions, any changes?
No,
So, make a motion to, accept the minutes as read from November 11th, 2025.
I'll second.
On agreement? Say
Yay, yay.
aye.
Aye.
Those who oppose? Okay. That's it? Oh, and then I guess we gotta make a motion to adjourn?
I moved.
I will.
Okay.
Dennis snuck in before you there.
Oh, I
Okay.
move we adjourn.
Wally will second.
Second Wally,
I'll second it, yeah.
and all agree?
Aye.
Alright. And all opposed?